Hello and good morning, welcome to Safari TV. My name is Jared and I'll be guiding and presenting the morning's drive today with Catherine on camera and Patrick in final control. And we're going to head out for the next 3 hours and see what Djuma Game Reserve in South Africa is going to bring for us. And yeah, let's hope we are lucky this morning. We certainly have had some lions calling pretty much through the night. If any of you did manage to hear exactly what time the last lions were calling from the dam cam last night, please let me know at final control at safari.tv. Otherwise, we're going to do a bit of a roundabout. Catherine, she's the one who heard it, not me. I was fast asleep last night. But she said that the lions are calling from about Mvubu Road, Gowrie Dam, that side. So the lions are certainly active. Not too sure which lions they would be. We're going to go and have a look for some tracks first and see the composition of tracks. And then, yeah, what we'll do is we'll go into Gallego shortcut and go all the way around and see if onto the fire break, but also cut down, see if we can find anything. So join us and let's hope we get some luck this morning. Lions will be good for a bit of a change. Haven't had lions for about a week or so now. Yeah, should be good. Should be good. Moon is still high up in the sky. It's a cool morning here. Not cold. I've only got one jacket on, one layer on, so nothing too serious. I've got shorts on, which is appropriate. I think it's going to be a hot day today. The weather says it's going to be around 30 degrees Celsius today, so it's going to be a scorcher for us. I haven't seen any lion tracks on Vuyatela access, so if the lions have moved, they're pretty, I mean, you know, they can go quite a few directions, so I'm going to cut across Gallego shortcut, which should help with seeing any tracks crossing towards the west. Nothing on Vuyatela access, nothing on quarantine here, so we know that from this angle, from the dam where we heard, they didn't come this way, so we need to go straight up Gallego, which is going to take us more north to our boundary line. We'll go east, and then what we'll do is we'll come along Mvubu Road. We'll come down Mvubu Road, and then we'll cut across onto Central, and if there's nothing on there, we'll go all the way down Central. Process of elimination, what tracking is often about. If you manage to lose the tracks, you work in a circular form, sort of concentric rings, circles around those tracks, trying to find them again. So you always go back. If you've lost the tracks, you always go back to where you have your last track. You have your last track here. You start like this, and you go around in a circle. If you don't find anything like that, just the circles start going bigger and bigger, and eventually, if you inspect the ground hard enough, you'll certainly find the track again, whether it's a partial piece of a track, just a bit of a pad on the toe, a bit of a claw mark, something that's got claws, or a bit of push down grass. You've got to take all the signs, we call signs of the wild. And there's a book that I'm part of, well, I've subscribed to the BBC Wildlife magazine. It's just online, and I get updates every month on what's out and what have you. And yesterday I read on via email Ray Mears the legendary Ray Mears has brought out a book of tracking, and I was just reading a little bit about it, and he's saying he's been tracking for a little over 30 years. A little over 30 years. And he says his passion for the tracking and of course in England he is most passionate about. And he says although of course the foxes and badgers and deer and whatever it is that they track, the animals that they've got in England, he says it's still the same principle. Of course it's the same principle, yes. And it's a book that I might want to get and have a look, because the more you learn about it, whether you're tracking a deer through a forest or a lion through savannah, it's still the art of tracking. You just got to know how the animal moves, sort of what type of gait an animal has, how it moves within its environment. So like a deer, for instance, or an antelope, does it walk around a fallen tree or does it just jump over? These are different things that we look for. And just as we view animals out here while out on the gunda or a vehicle, just to always keep in mind how animals move about. Troop of baboons walk along the roads quite a lot. You often see they'll stand up on the back legs. So often a track will go from all fours to two, then you know, these baboons stopped, went on their behind legs, had a look around, possibly something off in that direction. You see if the toes are pointing there. What did they see? Then do the tracks become smeared, and does the gait become larger, meaning that the baboons have started to run? And this is all something that I'm very interested in. Tracking is a definite fine, refined art. It takes many years, many years. And there's no perfect tracker out there. No perfect tracker. There's still tracks and signs that no one is able to recognize. Just Ray Mears is talking quickly about tracking leopard in Namibia in the desert. Wow, that's pretty awesome. I guess in the desert you've got a pretty consistent substrate. Consistent substrate, what I mean by that is the fact that there's of course sand dunes, and if your conditions are good, like there's not much wind, you're going to get a constant track in the sand. But he's saying that he could identify different leopards. He knew exactly which leopard was which just from the track. And now if you can see that in that kind of desert sand, that is amazing. That's the difficult part. Not just anyone can follow a footprint in the sand. You, me, everyone. But it's being able to identify what that animal is doing, what he's going to do, where he is going, just from seeing a track in the sand. So I didn't see the price of the book, but I'm going to have a look online and see if I can get it via Kalahari, which is would Kalahari have it? I'm going to have a look and see if I can get it. It's a brand new book, Ray Mears Tracking. That would be a great introduction if you are looking at tracking as a career or just tracking as a side interest. Sounds like a great book. And one thing about Ray Mears, even in his programs, he talks from the heart, and he doesn't complicate things. Because you can really start talking terminology and talking above people, and one thing about the way he writes and the way he talks, it's very easy to understand. Makes it so appealing. Well, I want to get it. I've got another book called The Art of Tracking, and wow, it's not an easy book to understand. based on the principles of tracking, whew, it's quite a heavy book. You never think that tracking could be so difficult to understand. Tracking, I always, if ever there's an opportunity that I can track, I will do it. I love it. So we'll take the fire break and go past the hyena den. Just from the fire break, we'll look through with binoculars to see where that large entrance that we found the other day. We'll just have a look before we go off road to see anything. We're on Gallego shortcut heading north. We're heading north. Any signs of any major animal? Nothing so far. Hyena track coming through the bush. Good morning. Are there any other mobile stations? Sun's rising, and it's about just before quarter past 6, and the sun has come up, most of it, yeah, all of it. Beautiful. Okay, we're on the fire break, so didn't get to see that sunrise a little bit. Try and get an open area here. Quite a bit of low foliage, so it's going to be a bit tough, but we'll have a look. Too much through this. Is it okay for you? Dark.
It's right behind the big bar.
Yeah, I'm just going to roll forward a bit. Yesterday we got an amazing sunset. This morning we got a beautiful sunrise. Another great start to a day. It's amazing how quickly it rises and sets. See how quickly it moves past that branch. Haven't heard any other lions roaring since we've started. Look at that, eh? We'll just wait for it to move through that branch and then we'll carry on.
Can you hear them?
Yeah. Try to get it where they are.
Oh, the wind's swirling.
Just had a roar from the lion quickly. Sounded quite far. I didn't get any direction there.
It sounded like it was behind us.
Probably in the north.
Like maybe sandy patch. Or not.
Go darker. If they're in the north, we're not going to be able to get to the lions. Alrighty. Let's carry on. Yeah, we'll have a look on Buffels or Cutline to see if there are tracks of cut along Buffels or Cutline. There's no tracks here on the Frybrak, so we'll move down and then across. And Cass said she heard my right ear is completely covered with the hiss of the radio, so I can't really get too much. Cass sits higher than me. But yeah, we'll go across and see. We've heard the lion calling, so we know that they are around. Are you sure it was behind us, eh? It was quite far. Let's see the... Turn my mind, I just want to get to a place where I can see it, the entrance. Nothing outside. Instead of having to go and bundu bash, as they say, you can see the entrance side from here. Don't see anything. Cut across. Hi there, Sandy. Sandy, I'm not too sure which hyena it is that you've named Ruthie. I'm not too sure. Is that the hyena that Tara saw at the entrance of the burrow? I'm not too sure which hyena you're talking about there, Ruthie. And if in case that is the one, and you're asking, do we know what they hunt? We certainly don't. Until you're there seeing them with the carcass. We do know that they hunt. We have tracked them before with kills through this area. I remember following on Gallagher shortcut, a drag mark, and then headed off into the bush, and we never got to see what it was. But I'm not too sure if it's the hyena you're talking about, Ruth. No lion tracks here. Are there any stations mobile? Not too sure. Patrick, do you know the hyena named Ruthie? Not too sure. Okay. No, sorry, Sandy. I'm not too sure. Perhaps you had one of the other guides, presenters on the drive when you gave that particular hyena a name, Ruth. So I'm sorry, Sandy. I can't help you there. Just need to sit for a minute or so, see if we can listen. Not hearing anything. Anne, hello Anne. Anne is just inquiring as to where we get our fuel for our vehicles. We have gas stations. The closest gas station, Anne, is probably about, from us here at, just at Voyatela Lodge, probably looking at about 10 to 15 kilometers. But we can't go out every time. If we had to go out and fill up every time from the gate, it's outside the reserve. There's no gas station in the reserve. So what it is, I'm in charge of getting fuel in. We have 200-litre drums that I get brought in. Got diesel and petrol. This Gunda is a diesel vehicle, and Jigger is a petrol vehicle. Babaloo a petrol vehicle.
Okay, copy, thank you. I think I tried it, but yeah, I decided that I didn't might try it now.
The stations, Jared Mobile, had some Ngala audio. What sounded like it was west towards Sydney's Dam, possibly just north into Buffelshoek. We were on Buffelshoek cutline, so towards the west of us. Didn't get exactly if it was north or south, but definitely west. of our position from Gallego shortcut area.
Copy that. Thanks very much. So I started this area.
Yeah, so we have got 3 drums of fuel at the moment. 2 petrol, 1 diesel. Because we've only got the 1 vehicle that is diesel, which is good old Gunday here, the tractor. Yeah, it's a diesel. And we get quite a few kilometers. You know, we don't drive very fast and very far on our drive. So take an average of, say, 30 odd kilometers per drive, 30 to 50 kilometers on drive, maybe a little less. Lots of hyena tracks here. And a tank size 5 liters is what the capacity. Sure. A lot of zebra here last night, lying in the road. Some rhinos as well, and you can imagine at an average speed of about 10-15 kilometers an hour, we can get quite a few kilometers out of this tank. It sucks more juice. We're going to break up with pictures shortly. It's fresh hyena tracks here.
Morning, everyone. Patrick speaking from control. We're just in a very bad signal transmission area at the moment, and as soon as the signal is back, then I'll cut back to the vehicle. So just enjoy Gowrie Dam for the time being, and can hear birds are waking up and calling around Gowrie Dam. So we've got something to listen and at for the time being until the signal is good.
Okay, you're back on the Gundo. Just getting updates from a lot of the guys on the radio and what's happening. Apparently there were some lions down in the south. Looks like they crossed west and north. Not sure if they would have crossed all the way up here with the lion that we heard. There were lions north of us. The guys are Henry's following up, Abel's following up, Texan's following up. There's quite a few guys that are following up on the lions. Don't know if they are on our area, on our traversing area, Western Gowrie. We have 1,000 hectares that extends on the road that we're in now, which is our northern cut line, northern boundary, Buffalo cut line. Extends all the way down south towards Gowrie, Maine. That's our southern boundary. Our eastern boundary is Cheetah Cutline and our western boundary is Triple M. And it's about 1,000 hectares. So the guys are just going to go and have a look. I think Henry says he had some leopard tracks on Voyatella Access, a bit further down. Texan has gone towards Reaver's Nest. I think he's going to go and give a hand along the southern section there to see if the lion tracks crossed north into this area. So we'll have to stand by and wait to see. We'll go and have a look around Buffalo Dam. Patrick had a very nice rhino sighting yesterday at Buffalo Dam. No cats yesterday afternoon. Luck of the draw, I guess. Let's see if we can do for the morning today. The green wood hoopers. termed as allomimetic behavior between all the members in the group calling together. Okay. Let's hold thumbs. Had some good rhino sightings lately. Some good elephants. They come now and again. On and off, all the sightings. Seems like we're getting leopard sightings every 3 days, every 3 to 4 days now. Right, Buffalo Dam. Round. One of the grey herons standing on one of the hippo's backs at the moment. Luckily, we used to see the Hammerkop at Gowrie Dam when all the hippos were back at Gowrie Dam. The Hammerkop used to surf on the back of the hippos, like this grey heron at the moment. 1, 2, 3. How many hippos we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5. Might have a head that's underwater. Don't see any youngsters around. There must be youngsters around, either Pinky or Bob, whichever one it is here. The Egyptian geese are making their way straight towards that grey heron. Oh, grey heron's caught something. Ah, it's caught a platana, also known as the African clawed frog. Nice catch there, Mr. Heron. That's where all the markings on the water. We had a question the other day saying, what are all these sort of breaks on the surface, these little circles that you get to see? A lot of them are platanas or African clawed frogs. Still alive, Mr. Heron. You need to do something about that. Keeps on moving it in his beak, obviously pulverizing it to try and kill it, and then dips it in the water. Got a leopard calling, folks. Okay, let's go have a look. I've just had a leopard call. Sounds like on the fire break. Sounds like a male. Heard him calling from just off the fire break here. Got to move through the area swiftly. Hope he's not moving north. Sounded quite close. in this block here to my right. It's going to be tough to find him because that sound moves through all this bush. We just had a beautiful leopard call. That sawing sound. It's a territorial call for a leopard. I wonder if this is Yambilo again. Come on, leopard, show yourself. On this 2-track that goes onto the peninsula of Buffelshoek Dam. So tough. It's not as easy as hearing a call. You can imagine within about, it's probably from about a kilometer less. This leopard can be anywhere and it's probably moving. As he marks his territory. We're so close. So close. Come on, call again. Might be the best option just to sit at the dam, see if something comes down. We know that most of the leopards come down there and sit and drink. Might be an option for us. Knowing that there's a leopard so close, and we just can't find him. Deborah, hello Deborah. They were just asking about these mounds that we pass along the side of the road. Those are termite mounds. Termite mounds. Some are active, some are abandoned. No man. Where is it caught on you? Oh, there. Fortunately, we're looking straight into the sun here. All we can do is wait to hear if that leopard calls again, or unless it's making its way down here. Don't know where else we can look without getting a definite direction where this leopard is. Sounds like lions have come onto Western Gowrie last night. Come on, leopard. I need some sign. Give me a sign. Any go-away birds or squirrels. We're sitting here on the bank watching the hippo and we heard that direction.
There I hear squirrels.
Where did you hear them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it one more try. Cat's pointing, she said she heard some squirrels back in the direction. We're going to have a look. Worthwhile following up on. Okay. Okay, one last try. See if we can find that leopard. I'll text him to give us a hand. Show him for. I just had Ingrid Kuluma here. Yeah, just on this little road here. We went and had a look. Just stopped, but we had some squirrels kulummering here, so gonna booger. Sound like my daughter. It was just off on this fire break here. I went and had a look, but hey, it's too difficult to booger around, so I'm gonna hang around and see if I can see. Okay, I'll head back this way.
Das ist a quarter for Gala crossing from into direction of
Oh, is it? Okay, cool, we'll have a look as well. Texan's in the area, so he's going to give us a hand with the leopard. Oh, there he is. I just see him walking. Oh man, it's difficult. Just had a glimpse of this ingwe. Looks like my daughter is heading west, parallel with the fire breaker. Going to try and get him here. It's very difficult to hear. Yeah, it's amazing. Texan's just driven through and his leopard's gone past. Completely undetected. Saw him through here somewhere. Got him, man. Try and find a way in here. Not the easiest. Try and keep an eye on him here. There he is, lying down now.
Okay, copy, thank you. I'd just like to come and move your English, but I'm still far. I will slowly making my way towards your direction. Is that right?
Copy that. We are quite close to Buffalo Cutline. Texan is here, so he'll be able to follow if he moves north.
Okay, copy, thank you.
Here we go, folks. Male leopard. Yeah, Texie's moving straight to my mover here.
Thank you. Just keep us updated if I'm not.
Busy marking territory here. See how this retro Minjin spraying back. Obviously with that call that we heard. What is it? That's a female. It's my father. Yeah, I think so. Folks, it looks like it's a female leopard. I haven't seen Karula in ages. I'm going to try and follow her. Not going to be easy through here, but we'll try and stick with her as much as we can. She just looked huge from a distance. So we have a female leopard. Fantastic. It's good for us if it is with Karula, because Karula being as relaxed as what she is, that means that we're going to be able to stay with her if the terrain allows. Also, she's very habituated with vehicles, so for us driving around 2 vehicles with her, no problem. Usually Yambilo Jordan is not as willing as what she is. Looks like she's grown. I don't know. What is Karula's marking? Do you remember?
A wow on the fire.
A wow on the forehead. She's just in amongst this little bit of bush here. She stopped to have a quick look, and here she moves. She's going to move into the open on the left. There she goes. Try and move around again. Big stump. Can't exactly drive over it. Stump right in my way. Past enough. I have to go through that gap. Cool. Not easy to keep up with the leopard in this terrain. We'll have her just in front of us. She's zigzagging. Of course, when it comes to marking territory, she's going to have to move along her boundary lines, and I'm thinking that her boundary extends into the north. We'll have to see when she cuts up north. Oh, a bit of a view here. Bear with us, folks. We've got a female leopard and you're watching this live.
You on the side of Narod.
Try going around. Let's see her. Oh, Karula, you're giving us a run here, my girl. Let's try to get her back onto the fire break and go down. She's heading straight towards the drainage donga. Not easy. Let's see what we can do.
I'm also interested. I'm on a top of the camp here, heading west. I just go to the truck. It's very fun. The truck here towards
Try and get in here. Oh, there's no easy way. Good grief. Text and confirm you still got it. Copy that. I'm on Hyena Road now. I'll see if I can come from this side. Okay, so she's heading straight south along this drainage. Texan's gonna hit a bit of a bother there with the thicket. Just gonna try and... Oh yeah, I've got it there. Just saw her here. Just gonna wait for her to come through this area. Here she comes. Here she is. She's just to our front left of our vehicle. There she is, beautiful girl coming straight towards us. This is my first time to see Karula, and since we've come back from leave, it's been about a month now. Exactly a month. I haven't seen her. Well, until since last cycle. I know Patrick and you, Kath, you had Karula the other day on quarantine. It shows you how big her territory is. It's all the way from Buffelshoek Dam here. She goes up north, she cuts all the way across through here and heads towards Gowrie Dam, all the way south down towards Gowrie Main and up into Buffelshoek. That is amazing. That is amazing. We'll just let leopard, fantastic. Just let the other guys move on and do what we call leapfrogging. So the guy that got here last hasn't really seen. We'll basically move in front like this and we'll all get turns to get to see her, but she's just off here now. She's coming back into the bush. Just at the base of this, it looks like Nigrescence knobthorn acacia. So we're just without going off-road too much. She is on a mission of notes. There she is again. Looks like she's seeing something. There she is there, directly through the gap. Can you get that gap? Straight between the trees. She's sitting there. There she is. Oh, she's going back. Oh, she's moving again. Try and keep up with the leopard that is marking territory through terrain like this with broadleaf woodland. There are easier things in this world. bit tough if she decides to stay along the drainage line. The drainage lines, of course, are just moving along. I hope she comes to the road. This might be a better option for all of us. The road up ahead does open up quite a bit. There she is in the road. She hasn't called subsequently since the first time we heard her at Buffalo Dam. She might call again. This Heine Road cuts all the way down to Central Way. It's still quite far for us to head down. But we'll follow as much as we can. We do break up the signal a bit further down. Oh, it's getting hot doing all of this work, hard work. Looks like she's cutting off the road now. And unfortunately, if she cuts off, we are going to be still traveling. Well, we'll see how we can go. This is quite nice because I always wanted to know exactly where Karula's territory boundaries were, and the fact that we're getting to drive with her as she's marking and walking along her boundary line. This is just to remind you, we are coming to you live from Djuma Game Reserve, South Africa. We're in the Sabi Sands, place of many leopard. And right now we're following one of our resident female leopards named Karula. Very relaxed. Just sniffing around here. Yeah, you just forget how beautiful she is after not having seen her for so long. And you just see how unbelievably chill. She's got a bit of an extended belly, nothing too much. She's not going to really show that she's pregnant at the moment. Of course, we know that she was mated with Yambila Jordan roughly a month ago. She's still got a good 60 odd days before she, if they did conceive, if she does give birth. This is possibly has eaten in the last couple of days. And she's heading off into some seriously thick bush. Not going to be able to follow very much here. I think that was it for us. Stations, I'm going to be leaving this position, 2 vehicles in the sighting. Get out of here now. No problem. Okay, now we're going to find our way back. Let's take the shirt off. Not the shirt, the jacket, sorry. Yay, Karula, folks! Hope everyone enjoyed that. Linda, hi there Linda. Linda's asking, is it possible that with Karula marking this territory, is this in preparation of a new litter coming? Certainly not, Linda. Marking of territory is something that territorial creatures do and have to do on a very regular basis. In order to keep the territory, they have to mark their boundaries. And they'll do this every couple of days. So this is no clear indication as to whether she is pregnant or not, although there's a very good chance of it. So this is all part of both male and female leopards that hold territories. Male leopards do not share their territories, they do not overlap with other males, where females do. Females' territories can overlap. But knowing Karula, there's no other female leopard that extends into this range. Some freaking just with some trees here. All this terminating. Right. So yeah, this is all part of a leopard's life, like a male lion. Male lion, like same thing, walking along the boundaries, protecting the territories. I'll just show Andrew here where he's got to go. Umbalapa straight, maybe about 150 meters in now. She's heading directly east. Right? Yeah, that's it. A bumper now?
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything.
I think they put it there, where they found 2 bumpers straight ahead of me.
Okay, I'm turning. Text and come back. Confirm, is it just yourself there with that Mafazi now?
Yeah, also there's Aubrey and Andrew Andrew in the log. Yeah, but I'm waiting for one guy to move out because I didn't move out morning was in the second there. So yeah, maybe we can go back and move out because she's got a bomber now waiting on her.
Copy that. I'll stand by here on the Nglela until I get a space. It's worthwhile for us to stick around. How about that? As I was saying, her belly was a bit extended, that she's eaten in the last day or so. there she's just gone back to her kill. So we're just going to stand by. Andrew's just made his way in, so we'll have to just stand by a little bit here. And apparently she's got 2 kills.
Drop out, I will call you in when I get home.
So there we go. So her belly was extended from some food. I think
I can hear her to keep going south.
So we're just going to stand by, see if we can get in there just now. We'll have to try and, maybe what we can do is follow the Land Cruiser's tracks in, as they are bigger vehicles, so they can get in a bit better than what we can. So we'll just stand by a bit.
So I just hear your audio. Maybe try to, if you find the tracks heading west, just follow the tracks. Okay, come on.
Gosh, this is an exciting morning. In fact, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go on standby. Since we've left, another person's made their way in. Andrew's made their way in. This is part of how we cycle people in and out so everyone can get to see the leopard. And so we lost our place. But if she's got kills, she's probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So it's worthwhile for us to just stick around. So Texan said he is going to be moving out shortly, and then we'll have a go and see if we can find her. So all that from a leopard call. That's pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. I can hear them through the bush here. They're probably about 150 meters in. She's probably got a daycare. I can't remember what Andrew just said. He said she's got two kills. That's amazing. The 2 kills, that might be an indication of the fact that cubs. I remember, when was it? It was last year when I was working for another film company where we were following